Hi everyone, good to see you back. So it's been 2.5 weeks that I've been on holiday. As you can see, I'm slightly tanned. So I'm now back, and this is my first visit at the allotment. I figured that I would do a slightly stranger version of the vlog this week. We're just gonna discover what the plot looked like together. So let me take you there. So, for the fairness of things, I should really mention that although I have been away for 2.5 weeks, and this is my first visit at the allotment, I have had some updates from Tony. Came a few times, water the garden for me, and yeah, so I've had some updates. For the greenhouse, it's been a lot of changes. The things have grown extremely well. I went over yesterday, but it was really hot, so I couldn't do any work in there. I'm hoping later on today to get some work done, and yeah, I'll update on this next week. This is just going to be purely on what's happening in here, and there's some good and some less good, so let me turn you around. So overall it's not too bad. There's definitely a lot of weeds that need to be tackled, but yeah, unfortunately I kind of expected that. But the dwarf, I don't know what's been eating them, but the dwarf beans have all been stripped. We have some beans. It's gonna make a very small dinner. We've got a couple of beans there, but that's pretty much it. The lettuce, I knew it, they would bolt anyway, so I'm glad to see that some of them are gone and have been eaten, which is good. And whatever is left, I'm just gonna keep one, or yeah, probably I was gonna say one or two, maybe one, yeah, just to let it go to seeds, just so I've got seeds for next year. But the rest will be gone. There's no point to eat that. Will be composted. Onions are doing well. While the courgette and here the summer holidays are slow, but this one, there was one right here. This one was already half eaten, and it did not survive. We've got some harvest to do in here. Can you see right there? I'll pick it up and you'll see a bit better. There was another one on there. Tony cut it off. I did say to him, just take it, and gonna have a bit of work to try to start training this up here, because as you can see it's going sideways, so I'm gonna have to bring it back. It's not gonna be for today, but for something that's meant to be spineless beauty, I mean it's better, but it's not exactly what I would call spineless. I wanted to show you this one. This is one of the first one that I've cut, one of the lettuce. I'm jumping back and forth, but one of the first lettuce that I cut, and I had left the base, and it's producing a new one in. So I'm quite happy with that. Again, I'm not going to have a full head because it's going to seed before. This one will be edible, so good. And here things are going a bit sideways, so I'll need to fix that. We've got some squash. So those ones are the spaghetti squash. Definitely have some pumpkins. I think for a zombie pumpkins that's very small, but we've got some more coming here. It's obviously not been pollinated, those ones, but it's trailing. It's going in the right direction. What I can see here that is not going in the right direction is the spinach, which is tiny and has bolted already. Obviously we've had a good few hot days which were not really expected, and yeah, this is the results of that. Yeah, this one will need to be trailed up this way instead, but we'll look at this more in details later. Again, some squash growing under here. Any more? No, I think that's all. There's a couple There are some in there as well. So it is definitely spreading quite nicely, and this one is actually falling down, so I'm gonna have to trade it back up because it's all going back down towards the ground. I don't know if you can see, it's really difficult to show you and look at the same time. Well, those ones I don't want to say too quickly, but they seem to have survived the infestation. So there's our Brussels sprouts, and the Atlantic giant is not particularly giant, but we have a first female fruit there, so hopefully it's going to start pick up a bit. Much too early, but we have some flowers on the sunflowers, so I'll take what I can get, I suppose, but it should have been at least twice the size. I mean, so you can see there, I was gonna say they're barely higher. This one is a tiny bit higher up than the pallet, so it's what, 1.2, 1.1, 1.2 meter high. So yeah, they're very small. They should be easy double that size. Sweet corn, yeah, so. I mean, look at the size of those. It's just they don't seem to be growing. I've got one that's not doing too bad, but the rest is just very, very small. Not amazing. Well, I'm not gonna get a full tip here. We'll see if they are picking up, but they're also already flowering. Lovely pinkish purple flowers. Again, they've been stripped completely, so I don't know what strips them. If you have any idea, please do let me know in the comments. I would love to find out what's stripping those, so I can sort this out. I can start trailing some of them, which is good. But overall, it's not great. And again, the sudden heat made them go producing flowers and seeds before they were big enough. And I don't feel that was particularly late to plant them either, so I don't know. This one's the spare zombie pumpkin, Atlantic giant, whatever pumpkin it is. It's not looking too shabby there. Its flowers are falling off. It's yeah, it's got a bit of a hard time to settle, but hopefully it will pick up. As far as I can see, I mean, apart from the odd one that's been pulled out, the leeks are doing actually really good. They are picking up. They're much too close to each other. Those ones, especially here. Okay, those ones have been planted much too close. I started planting them really, really close to each other, then giving them a bit more space towards the end. So those ones are okay up to about here, and all these ones will have to be harvested fairly young. The Jerusalem artichoke is definitely pick up quite nicely. I'm really, really chuffed to see how well they are doing, and they are. If I try to reverse a bit without bumping into anything, you can now see that they really will give me a proper wall of protection, a proper separation here once it's fully grown. So really happy with that. I'm not going to go in details over the fruits. The raspberries have been producing quite well. Doesn't look like Tony's been harvesting many, if at all, so some of them are done on the plant, unfortunately, and won't be eaten, but some are ready, so I'll definitely pick some just now, or before I go anyway. But I mean, they were doing well already, and they've just been producing more fruit, so once I've harvested them, I'll show you what I managed to pick up. Strawberries, I mean, the masses of buttercup are just taking over completely here, so I think I've got a few more strawberries that I can harvest. I can see a few more strawberries, so not a bad thing either. One more that I would like to show you, I'm really happy with that actually. It's nothing to do with the fruits or the veg. Let me show you. In fact, it is actually more than one, but let's start with the very first one, which is the Astelby here, which is a white one. And it's really exciting because at home I've got a pink, I've got a burgundy red. I think the burgundy, I've not checked properly, but I think the burgundy red has had a really hard time. I don't know why, and it's just regrowing, but really, really small. The pink one is stunning. In fact, I had a neighbor messaging me while I was on holiday saying, "What's this plant? I want the same one in my garden," so that was great. And I was actually saying that I would like to get a white one to complete the collection, so I'll definitely be taking cutting or splitting this one and take some back home, because white one is good. And in here I'm actually going to move to the wide angle camera so you can see a bit better. We have some rubbish for a change. We have some colors. The freesias have opened. We've got some here, some red, some kind of purple one, and the yellow one, a few spots. Unfortunately, the heavy rain we've had a week and a bit ago has probably had the best of them, so I've not had a chance to see them properly. Got a second burst on the primroses, some of them anyway. Some other ones are about to, but we've got some. And the roses, which is what I wanted to show you. The roses. So we've got a stunning deep white. The camera doesn't do it justice, honestly. It's really, really bright. I'm gonna try to navigate my way through this, but it's quite tricky now, so I apologize in advance for the footage. This one is like a deep pink and a light pink inside. It's absolutely gorgeous, lovely. And then we've got, obviously we knew this one is a kind of a, was it salmon color, this one, I think anyway. And we've got this one, which looks to be a bright, oh come on flower, help me, a bright red, which is about to open. So yeah, the rhubarb is just monstrously big now. Still don't see any sign of flower. No, I don't. I thought I could see inside, but no. No sign of flower. So I might have to do some wine after all, rather than just letting the flower comes. Obviously, this is something I didn't even know they were. Genuinely didn't know that they were making flowers. It's watching Ali in my rusty garden. She mentioned about letting them go to flowers, but I've also been suggested to do wine, so I might give it a try. I don't really eat them like them. Every so often I'm fine, but I'm the only one at home, so might as well do something with that. So a lot of weeding, a ton of weeding. Look at that. That's shockingly bad now in this corner. So yeah, all this needs to be stripped. I'm hoping I'm not too late. Ooh, I would be just about right. It's full of seeds, so definitely need to sort this out soon. Obviously some of them are just about to open, so yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep them separate though, so I'm probably just gonna pick them all, make a big mix, and try to work out next year how I can, well, I just need to put up how I can know, but I just need to put a wee name tag on them. Yeah, some of them are already open, but some of them are not, so I'll be able to harvest them. So just a quick peek over to these. Look at that Astelby. This is the pink that I've got at home. It's just, oh, it looks like cotton candy. That's lovely, absolutely lovely. Tony's plot actually looks really lush when you look at it. It's like, don't even know where to start, but it's lush, things everywhere, some sunflower there, Sweet corns, yes, sweet corns are doing really well, just there. Doing really well. But anyway, we are here for plot 14 just now. After 2.5 weeks away, I've got a lot of catch up to do first before I can focus on the plot. So it's gonna look a bit messy for a while. Certainly gonna have to pick up in the pass. I don't know if you can quite see here. I've got loads of volunteer chives all along here, so I need to, in fact right on the other side as well, so I need to sort this out. But yeah, a lot of work to be done. It's not as bad as I thought. I'll pick up the few fruits and the courgette. I'll do this off camera because I don't, well, I've got a tripod with me, but I don't have the fitting for the tripod, and unfortunately, the gimbal, sorry. And unfortunately, I'm a bit weirdly, I'm not jet lagged because obviously there's only an hour of difference with France. But yeah, it's been a long drive back. Drove overnight night before, so I was pretty much 36-hour awake straight, and I'm not a young man anymore. I can't do that kind of stuff. I can't do that kind of stuff anymore. Anyway, let me pick up things and I'll take you back in a minute. And that's the harvest done. So yeah, we've got about 2 dozen raspberries. There's a lot more on there, but they are far gone, too gone. I've had a dozen myself while I was harvesting them, just to make sure they're all right. I don't think there's an awful lot more that needs to come on there, so I think they're pretty much finished for the season. But that's been an okay harvest considering what I've not been able to pick up because I was away. It's been a decent harvest. So a new setting, proper feed. I'm sure we will get a nice crop next year. In terms of the strawberries, again, same thing. There's a lot of them still there that have been eaten alive, and from the very beginning. So the harvest was actually, well, considering, was really good. And if I had been able to protect them a lot better, give them the space, weed, and give them the proper condition, the harvest would have been just, I mean, humongous, would have been absolutely incredible. So we've got just a dozen of them left here, and that's pretty much the last of those ones, definitely. I don't expect a lot more of them. I feel terrible for using those single-use plastic bags. I don't really have anything else with me just now. I'm using that, but I'm looking at some nets. The problem with the nets is when you put the fruits, they go through. When you put the veg, it's fine, but when you put the fruits, they tend to fall through. So I need to find a solution, something a bit more resistant. I've got a trug, but it's good when you do big harvest of something, but if you fit to put a few bits and pieces together, it just doesn't work. So if you've got any suggestion, please let me know in the comment. And last but not least, this is the first cucumber. This is the first courgette, no cucumber, courgette. So a decent size one. This is obviously the first one on that plant. There's been a first one on the previous plant as well. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on that one. I'm not sure for the other one, but yeah, I've got a good few coming up. I'll sort this out at the next time I'm here. This is going to be my priority, really, is to start training it up, like I've mentioned before, on that post. Just to try to keep them off the ground. But I'm really happy with the first one, and that's gonna go in dinner tomorrow. I'm not sure how I'm gonna use it, but I'm gonna use it in dinner tomorrow. Looking forward to it. The greenhouse at home is just a jungle at the moment. Absolute jungle. Things have grown amazingly. Some wee hiccups, couple of hiccups. But I will keep that for next week's vlog, simply because it's going to take an awful lot time to go through this, to show you properly, and I don't want to make this episode a plot tourbis. You've seen here with me, it's more of a catch-up, back from the holidays. This will be posted, and that's genuinely the end of the vlog now. and next week's vlog will have a bit of work in here and a lot of work in the greenhouse, and I think it will make more sense that way. So yeah, please hold off. I'll show you all that next week. And in the meantime, folks, thank you very much for joining today, and I hope to see you next week. Take care. Bye.